What up, y'all? Jinx, Gabrielle. Y'all ready for this?
We ready if y'all ain't.
All right. 3, 2, 1. I gave you time to get your snaps.
That was a delayed clap.
That's fine. Giving you time. I was giving you.
I feel like it's supposed to happen at the same time.
Well, but you'd be like, well, you clapped too loud. You couldn't hear my little snack cracker pops because you clapped too loud.
Whatever.
Okay.
What up, peeps?
How y'all doing?
Happy Thursday.
Yes. Happy Thursday, TGIT.
TGIT.
Welcome to, or welcome back to the Let's Make Out podcast, where we make out all things what?
Love, life, and laughter.
That's right. So I am one of your hosts, Chad, joined by my beautiful co-host and just amazing person and wife and just the best ever.
All the things. I'm Gabrielle. Oh, I don't know why I was waiting on you to say my name.
Say my name. Say my name.
Why was I waiting on you to introduce me?
Acting kind of shady.
Yeah. Do I say with my husband? Oh, you say Chad? Or do I say Chad? I was really sitting here waiting for you to say my name.
Gabrielle.
It's
Gabrielle.
fine.
Did that make you feel better? Gabrielle.
Gabe.
She didn't even go in line with what I was telling. She was like, "I'm Gabrielle." It was all business like. What?
I'm Gabrielle, also known as Gabe. Even though I don't really like that name, it is what it is.
She likes it better than Gabby.
Don't you dare call me Gabby.
Because her name is not Gabrielle.
But we're not going to go into that. How are you guys doing?
How are y'all doing?
Hopefully you're well. We're here. Not on time like we said we was going to be, but you know what I'm saying? At least we here.
We heard.
We here.
We heard.
And I have the worst headache right now. So if I look crazy,
you never look crazy.
I have a headache and I forgot to grab something to take. I didn't take anything for it.
There's a difference between looking and are. Okay?
Got it.
You don't look crazy, sweetie.
I'm not crazy.
But you are.
I'm not crazy
just she's not crazy.
either.
Crazy about me. Crazy about me.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
always.
How y'all doing?
We asked that already.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, let's just be real here. Let's address the elephant in the room. It has been the biggest struggle
Roll Tide
for us. Because I did say the elephant in the room. That was a good one. That was a good one.
All right.
You know, showing up for you guys here has been a struggle. And I don't know what the struggle has been, but it has been the struggle. Like Tuesdays are our filming day, recording day. But it hasn't been for like months. For whatever reason, every Tuesday, it's just not happened. So then, for whatever reason, it doesn't happen on Wednesday. And here we are on Thursday. Or even sometimes on Friday. I don't know what it is. Part of me feels like we just need a break.
Which we'll be taking in January. We will be taking
in January. So do we go the full? We'll have any off weeks in December?
No, I think that we're with you pretty much every week so maybe about 5-6 more episodes.
Yeah.
Before the new year. And then
we take just a 2-week
break.
Right?
Just the same as what we'll do on our vlog channel, Gabe TV, in case you didn't know that we vlog 3 times a week.
We do.
Over there, so check it out.
I feel like we should be taking a month break, the whole month of January off.
I mean, don't.
Not from vlogging, but from the podcast. I feel like we just need to take a whole break. But we have also decided that we are going to scale back to bi-weekly episodes. So next year, you will get...
one every 2 weeks.
Starting every other week. It's not every 2. You know what? Is it every 2 weeks or is it every other week?
Same thing.
It's the same thing.
I guess you're about to correct me. It's the same thing.
I really just was like, is that right?
She's so cute. But
yeah, every other week.
And that'll start like in the latter part of January.
Yeah.
So you'll get 1 in January potentially, and then 2 from that point on.
So I say all that to say, thank you if you still rock with us when we do put it up and you still watch and you still listen and you still download the episodes. Yeah. We really appreciate it because we do realize that we have been kind of just coasting for half of the year. It's been a struggle, okay? So I do promise that when we come back next year, we will be prepared with topics and, maybe a couple guests here and there just to switch things up.
Yeah.
Because I think we've just gotten stale. I don't know. Maybe you guys don't feel that way. Maybe you do. But I feel that way.
Well, for us, we want to bring you stuff that's useful, entertaining.
Yeah.
and helpful. And so, like, for us, it's like, when we don't feel like have had the time to really prepare or put all of our effort into the episode, then we feel like we're not giving you the best of us. So that's what she means by that.
Yeah,
so
that's a great way to put it.
If it's helped you, then we are so thankful to hear that. But we want to ensure that we feel like it's helping someone, right?
Right.
We hope that every single one helps you, but we want to know going into it that, what, we really felt like we did something that could have really helped someone that time. And we haven't felt that way for the last part of this last quarter and going into the last one. So a lot of stuff been going on. I mean, it's been busy. We've been keeping busy and with a lot of work, which is a blessing. But, we've identified the issues and we're going to square them away.
To correct them. That's right. So, now that we've addressed the elephant in the room, what's been going on? What has happened since the last time we talked?
Well, do you want to drop this intro real quick?
Oh, yeah, we never did that.
Yeah.
Cue the music, shot.
All right, I'm going to cue the music.
I'm going to need you to be ready. How you going to ask to cue the music and ain't ready?
You have anything else to say?
Cue the music! Up there. I'm not really sure how I got off there, but I was completely off. That was not on purpose. So yeah, what's been going on since the last time we talked to you guys? When did we film the last one? Was it earlier this week? No,
it was last week.
It was last week.
Yeah.
What's been going on? Let's see.
I'm back into half marathon training. Well, half marathon training / continuing to maintain Ironman fitness.
Yeah.
So I have a half marathon at the end of January, and then I'll go into full on Ironman training again
right after that.
But I'm still going to be swimming twice a week, biking twice a week, and then running like 4 times a week up until that point. So I still will be maintaining my swim and my bike fitness for the most part, until I ramp back up for the next one. So that's, for me, that's what's started again this week. So I'm a bit tired because when you take 1 week off, or really like almost a week and a half, especially when you're coming off of a high, like a high was a peak. I was coming off a peak of I was about to, I went into a race, which is your peak, and then you kind of come back down off of that and take a break. You have to get back into the So we put up the tree.
Oh yes, we put up our Christmas tree. Is your Christmas tree up yet? I asked my peeps on Insta, and a lot of people were like...
Instagram. That is the Instagram she's speaking of.
A lot of people were like, nope, not doing it until after Thanksgiving. And typically, that's when we put up our tree. We usually put it up that Friday, right after Thanksgiving. But I've just been ready. Like, I've been ready for the past, month and a half. I've been ready for Christmas time. This is my absolute favorite time of the year. And I just was ready to get into the Christmas spirit. So we put it up.
That's right.
And I don't know how I feel about it. I did something different this year. So typically we don't do red decorations for whatever reason. I'm just not a big fan of red. But we went with red and pink. And it's growing on me.
Yeah.
I just feel like we're missing something. For one, our tree looks kind of naked. We need to put more bulbs on it. But also, I want to experiment with big bulbs, because I've seen a lot of, I've just been kind of Googling tree decor, because I'm like, something.
Show me some of these trees. What?
I keep showing Babe these trees, and I'm like, you literally cannot see the tree for all the decorations.
What's the point? It's not even a tree at that point.
Are you a person that decorates like that?
It's not even a tree. There's no tree left.
There's literally no tree. You can't see any tree. And I think we've typically done a good job of balancing tree with bulbs and ribbon and whatever else we put on there. But I mean, these trees, these Pinterest trees.
You can't see no tree.
What is the ornament budget? Because it is packed to the brim of ornaments, and I'm just like, is this how you supposed to decorate the tree? It's new to me. I've never noticed it before.
It's too much.
But it's a lot. So I do feel like I need to like visit at home or something and buy some old bulbs. I want to get some big ones to experiment with the sizes.
Yeah, we definitely need more bulbs on there for sure.
I don't know if we're going to go to that extreme, but we're going to put more on there this year.
I just want like a hint of a tree. I want to be able to see like...
You want to be able to see that it's an actual tree.
Hey, tree.
Not like a statue of Christmas ornaments.
That's
a statue of Christmas ornaments.
Exactly.
That's what it looks like.
It is the funniest thing ever.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I am excited to get into the holiday spirit. We've got our matching PJs. We have 2 sets of matching PJs. So and I told Babe that when we were putting up the tree, I said, we watching Christmas movies this year. Because I feel like last year... we can count on one hand how many Christmas movies we watch. Like,
yeah, we
didn't really watch very many at all.
We're gonna be roasting some chestnuts by the open fire.
Not gonna be doing that.
Jack Frost could be nipping.
We don't even have an open fire.
Jack Frost was nipping at my nose when I ran today.
Honey,
I'll tell you what.
Cold.
Fall
wear.
I'm sure there's gonna be some Utah carols being sung by some ties.
I can't stand. Y'all, Indiana weather is raggedy. It is like 36 degrees. It's like winter already. We had our first snow. I wasn't ready for that.
Nah, that's ridiculous.
Like,
I mean, but it didn't melt. It melted right off. But it's just like,
why?
I went for the run today because it was sunny and I knew it was cold. But the wind, excuse me, the wind is just so cold. It's just like a couple. When I was out in the sun, it was fine. But like, man, you come around a corner or. Like, it was that wind that, like, it's really strong. Like, so when you're running, you can feel the wind pushing you around. That means it's really strong wind.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, as soon as I got this headwind going up the road, I was like, nope. Turned back around, came out like, nope, no thanks.
I'm not about to run in that.
No thanks. You
need like a whole face mask.
Exactly, because it was so cold. It wasn't about the run. It wasn't about the wind. It was about how cold that wind was. Exactly. I had a beanie on and some gloves. And
now you need your whole face.
Exactly. So I turned right back on around. Nope.
Like,
no, thank you. Not today.
Speaking of ski mask, I want to go skiing. Have you guys ever been skiing? I was just telling Babe this. Like, I want to go to Colorado. I want to take a ski trip. That's one thing we've not done. Is take a ski trip. Part of me is kind of scared of skiing though, because I feel like one wrong move, folks be getting injured.
Well, we're gonna go on green diamonds.
What is that?
So there's green diamond. Well, I don't know how it is now. Black diamonds is the hardest. Well, no, there's like double black diamonds, triple black diamonds. I think
we're not doing
those are like for really good skiers. But like the green, usually I think the ones that I've been to, the green is the least slope.
Okay. So it's
the least steep.
Like a hill.
It's a
small hill.
It's like a sled hill, but you would do it with skis instead.
Okay, I see.
And so, we would just find a place that had really good beginner, ski areas where like even Chad could try.
Yeah.
Either a snowboard or skis and stuff like that. Like we would just find a place like that.
I want to do that. I want to take a ski
Well, we should take a look because you think about
this year. You think we should go this year?
Sweetheart, snow is from now until like February, March in certain areas of this country.
We could go.
We could go in January in our break. We could go to Colorado. It's still snow in the mountains.
Do you want a break trip? I was thinking about that the other day. So last year, this year, these years are running together. It's crazy. This year, we went to Florida for a break trip. We just did like a staycation in Florida for a week. And I was thinking about that the other day. Like, do we want to take another break trip?
I think we should.
I don't know.
I think we should. I mean, my thing is we could.
I don't want to take it as a ski trip because I really feel like that needs to be vlogged. This is the hardest thing when you're a creator is making memories and doing things and turning off or being like, ooh, this is a good moment for a camera. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when we went to Florida, we did it. We turned the camera off.
We did because we wasn't doing nothing.
I mean, she storied and stuff like that. But
we was just hanging out. But like to go skiing when we've never actually been skiing. I've never been skiing. Yeah, that's like a moment you want to get on camera.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see. It's a lot going on, so we may not be able to leave and take a
yeah, exactly.
We got a whole lot of stuff going on.
I know. I was thinking about like in like March time, we were talking about maybe going up to Denver.
Were we?
Yeah, we were talking about. You said you want to go to Denver. My coach is in Denver. And I also
you're right.
told you
I think I forget that he's in Denver.
Yeah, I also told him I wanted to go like train. You know, so like we were talking about potentially going to Denver, hanging out for a week, get a nice Airbnb.
Yeah,
I can do some training with my coach. Like we can get some rides and runs in
during spring break. It probably would make the most sense to do it during spring break.
I don't know.
I want to go somewhere cold for spring break. I'm trying to go somewhere hot.
I mean, Denver's gonna be pretty nice. Remember, Denver's like 300 plus days of sunny weather.
I mean, it could be sunny and cold.
Yeah, we'll look at the average temperature in Denver.
Who live in Denver? What's the average temperature?
Who live in Denver
in March? Anybody watch us that live in Denver?
Yeah, where are Denver peeps at?
About that, because you think spring break, most people go somewhere where it's warm.
I'm gonna go on Twitter,
and I'm
gonna go on Twitter.
What is that?
That's short for Twitter because you said Insta instead of Instagram.
Boy,
I'm gonna go on Twitter and try to find out where my Denver peeps are.
Whatever.
On Twitter.
On Twitter. You don't ever even tweet. Do you ever even use your Twitter account?
I tweet.
When's the last time you tweet? I bet you your last tweet was probably from like 2018.
It's because I'm always busy editing these videos.
I don't get it.
YouTube. I'm just shortening everything.
Okay,
like you said, Insta.
It's let's end that joke because it's not funny.
When's the last time you posted on Face? Huh? Or Tick?
Are you done?
Oh, God damn.
Are you done?
I'm trying to think if there's any other one.
When's the last time you tweeted from I am interested in that. When's the last time you tweeted from your personal Twitter account? I bet you it was in like 2018.
No, it was actually maybe
I feel like
a few weeks ago.
Was it really?
Yeah.
What'd you post on Twitter?
I'm about to show you.
You did not post nothing on Twitter.
How much money you want to bet?
I feel like Twitter is...
No. How much money you want to bet? Bet money.
I bet you $5.
That's it?
I'll bet you $5.
Because you ain't confident.
Because I don't feel as confident anymore.
You ain't confident. Profile. Tweets. Last tweet. I retweeted yesterday.
No, not a retweet. Okay. Retweets don't count.
Okay. My last tweet was...
You're looking like tweets, not tweets and replies.
My bad. I'm going to get to the top. Okay, here we go.
You at the top.
Here we go. You ready? Bam. 10-10-21.
10-10. Where you been?
That's seriously 6 weeks ago.
Get my message. When was before then? Because I feel like...
9-18-21.
Oh, okay. They all seem to be about Alabama football.
They are. No, 9-4-21.
Okay, so before the season started, when was the last time you tweeted?
8-11-21.
Okay.
8-4-21.
That don't count when you share your picture from Instagram, like an actual twit, like an actual tweet to the people on Twitter, not just sharing from some other social platform. Exactly.
Nobody tweets.
It's been that long, but people really still tweet. I used to tweet all the time, and I just don't be saying I just don't know what to say now. I don't even think about it.
I don't tweet.
But folks be in these Twitter streets. Twitter is still on and popping.
On and popping. That's where I get all my current news is Twitter.
Yeah, it's easy to see what's really what's current, what's the thing right now. Yeah,
that's what I use Twitter for.
That's hilarious.
It's more of an information place than actual spreading information for me.
I'm about to start tweeting more. Anyway, what else has been going on? It's just been a stressful week. A lot going on. I feel like I've had this running to-do list from Monday that I just have crossed off only 3 things.
I keep telling her she shouldn't try to do the things while she's running. She should just run and then do the to-do list.
It's so long. And I'm just tomorrow is Friday, which I don't plan on working tomorrow.
You ever try to type an email while you're running? It just don't work. It don't work.
It don't work. Finding music while you're running halfway don't work. It is so annoying. If
trying to switch from a podcast episode,
it's so annoying.
So worse because I be at a good pace and then my podcast episode listen. I'm I'm running. I'm trying to keep that pace and it's okay, flipping. It's the worst,
man. So yeah. Anyway, it's been a stressful week for me.
Yes.
And I'm praying that it just gets better and I can cross these things off my to-do list between today and tomorrow morning because I just want to be off. I don't want to work even though I feel it's I've been working but I'm not working on the things that are on my to-do list. Like I'm working on like work, things that have deadlines. The stuff on my to-do list is kind of like, fluid. The deadlines, they're arbitrary deadlines because I'm putting them there and saying I want to get them off the list. So it's frustrating when you're not able to get to those things because you have so many things that have to get done. It's that type of a feeling.
I always tell her to like that there's 2 or 3 things that you absolutely can get done. Count on yourself getting done unless an emergency or something happens. Yeah. All the other stuff, like you can't mark everything as like it has to happen today. You can't have 10 things on your to-do list all due today unless they all complement each other.
True.
I mean, a lot of times if they all complement each other, you could knock out 10 tasks.
Yeah.
But if they don't, it's like, you just got to have, so for her, I always tell her like your expectations of each day is unrealistic.
Yeah. That's true. I'd be doing the absolute most or wanting to do the absolute most, and then I get mad when I just do what needs to get done, and it's like
but you should be happy you
got get this and this and that done, and it's like, did you really need to do all of that though?
But you got what you need to get done. That's
true.
True.
So anyway, speaking of stress, we're gonna get into our first sponsor.
Look at you segueing.
Right? Shout out to our sponsors. We love you guys. So shout out to Noom Mood. I don't know if you guys know this. Well, I'm sure you know this, but right now, like, stress is a very popular thing. It is being talked about a lot. There are people who are being more honest about the stress that they are facing. And, a lot of times we don't have the tools to help us navigate the anxiety and the daily stress that just comes from, just living life. So that's where Noom Mood steps in, and it's here to help guide you through, your mental wellness journey. So it's going to give you the tools that you need to tackle the stress and help you feel empowered to take on whatever life brings. So I have actually been using it, and it is really awesome. Like, so when you sign on, there are a few different ways that you can take it, but as I said, I was stressed. So you take this quiz and you create this plan of what it is that you want to attack and how you want to attack it. And the great thing about it is they set up this plan to help you move through, and work through the anxiety and work through the stress. They assign you a coach, someone who can help you stay accountable. It is really awesome. So for my plan, it's like a 12-week a whole 12-week plan.
Oh, wow.
And you have certain things. It tells you everything that you're going to work on for those 12 weeks, and it takes it bit by bit. It breaks it down. It's been really awesome. I'm actually very impressed. And it is backed by science. So it gives you daily lessons that are based on, psychological principles that teach you about your relationship with stress and anxiety. And then it gives you tools to put in your tool belt so that when those moments of stress come, you know how to combat them.
Yeah, that's good.
You know exactly what to do to handle them. And it's just been it's been a game changer for me for the short time that I've been using it. I'm just very early in my plan, but even some of the things that it talks about in the plan and the articles that it has me read, I'm just like, oh, okay. And it's, I spend about 10-15 minutes on the app a day. I go through, I answer some questions, I read some articles. So it's not something that is overwhelming. I like that too, because it's just enough to give you what you need, and then you feel accomplished for that day. It's not one of those things where you're like, sometimes you start things and it's like, let me open this. This is about to take me forever.
You're not looking forward to it.
You're not looking forward to it, but the information has been so good that I find myself looking forward to it. So if you are someone who is experiencing stress, you want to check out this trial that we get for all of our listeners, and all you have to do is go to Noom.com. That is NOOM.com/LMO. And worry less. Feel happier, and sign up for the trial at Noom.com/LMO, and that's NOOM.com.
That's right.
/LMO.
LMO, yeah.
Yes.
So I'm excited. I'm actually excited to sign up for mine. I haven't signed up for it yet, so she's beat me to the punch. But as she's talked about it, it's awesome. I've been interested in checking that out because, stress is just something we can just kind of go into stress in general is just such a. I think that. Well, society has made it normal, right? Like if you're not stressed, you're not working hard.
That's a good point.
Like if you don't feel stressed towards a situation that you're working on or a job, or then you're not working hard enough. Like there's no way you can just be happy and just flowing through beautiful white fluffy clouds all day and actually be getting stuff accomplished. That's bull crap.
Right.
Like there are people out there that are very, very happy and aren't full of stress.
Yep.
It's possible.
It is definitely possible.
And I think that, and we're the reasons that, we're more stressed than we need to be. You think about, like Gabrielle said, her to-do list. A to-do list in general, if it's not done correctly, is stressful.
It is.
Right? To-do lists are great.
It shouldn't be.
But they're also very bad if you don't use them correctly. Because if your to-do list is a running to-do list,
it just never ends.
It never ends. So therefore, you never get a win.
Yep.
And in order to not feel stressed, you need a win.
Yep.
Like so it doesn't need to be a running to-do list. It needs to be a daily to-do list.
Yeah.
And a realistic, like what do I actually need to get done? Like, but in those it should be like work-wise, what do I actually have to get done? Personally, what would I love to get done? You know what I mean? Like I think, I struggle with that because, it's like, personally, I would love to make sure I get my workouts in because I enjoy my workouts.
Right.
They are a stress relief in themselves. When I don't get them done, I am then stressed more because I didn't get them done. Right. So it's a cycle, right? Yeah. So, you have to, if you do a bunch of work and you get the work done, awesome. You're going to feel good about that. But if you don't get the personal things done that you really wanted to get done for yourself, well, that's an issue, and it's going to cause stress.
Yeah.
Because you have to take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
Like, you can't live every day. You can't live, like I'm trying to say how to say, there's always a saying about,
I was talking about like how you can't pull from an empty cup.
Yes, thank you.
Kind of like you have to take care of yourself because if you're depleted, like how are you able to give to anyone else, your family, your spouse, your children, your work,
to even yourself.
To even yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like if you can't take that time to focus on you and just recharge and whatever that is, it's like you're constantly going to be like further and further from the contentment and the peace, and you know what I'm saying?
I think that stress is if you wake up in the day and you feel like the pressure on your shoulders, or if you feel like feeling towards going to your job or towards working out even, or like eating healthy, like there's all these reasons, then you need to understand that it's stress that's on you, and then you need to figure out why you have that stress, because that's something that I always try to identify. Okay, why am I stressed about this? Like it's not easy, and I don't always figure it out. Like, but I've at least learned to identify I'm stressed. I'll even say it to Gabrielle, like, sorry, I'm a little stressed today. And
then we talk through it.
I won't try to, hopefully I'm not snappy with you or short or anything like that. If I am, I apologize, or if I am, let me know.
Yeah.
Because I identify if I'm feeling a certain way, but then I want to try to figure out why am I feeling this way. And it's sometimes you just don't know, but I think that for me, that's helped me understand that, like, how am I dealing with stress? I deal with stress much better than I used to. I deal with a lot better, but it's still something there. And I think so, like this right here, this Noom is just something that's, I think, identifying tools to help you deal with stress and figure out how you can better handle stress, because stress can, man, it
stress will kill you.
Man, it'll kill. No, it literally will kill you. It will release hormones and things that can.
It wreaks havoc on our bodies. Yeah, it's crazy.
Gain weight.
Yeah, all the things. You have trouble sleeping and trouble focusing and just all of the things.
It's tough. So, but I mean, thought that was a good segue, and just to talk about stress, because again, you mentioned it's been a stressful week. This, not only from work, just life. Just dealing with some stuff. That life brings at you sometimes. And learning how to try to, deal with that for yourself, because you can't rely on anybody else to help you not feel stressed. Like, people can be there to support you, right? Like I'm 100% here for her. She's
not somebody else's job to take that away from you. You have to learn how to navigate it yourself. Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
So let's see. What else? We didn't do any questions. Should we do some questions?
Yeah, let's do a few questions.
Okay. 1 to 131, shouting.
Let's go with 6.
I was not there. I thought I was there. I was not.
Yo bad.
Yo bad. 6. Describe an adventurous activity that you would like to do in the future. I feel like we just talked about this, but is there something else? Sorry. What would make this particular adventure so appealing?
I would like to go. I would like to figure out a road trip, like with the kids, like in a like actually like an RV.
Oh, okay. That would be fun.
In an RV, like
we somewhat did that before. But
yeah,
it was like
it was a branded,
Yeah. And we cheated because we flew to the destination. We only drove.
And we had someone driving us.
Yeah.
And we didn't really do anything like. We really went to campgrounds and we slept and then we left the next day. So like
so we didn't really like explore the cities a whole lot.
We did a tiny bit, but yeah, I think it would be fun to
we should tour out west. We just take an RV all the way to California.
I think that would be fun. Like just
the thought of that is.
I know it's I mean, but I think it would be fun to figure out like a little RV trip to kind of get out on the open road, enjoy, just kind of explore. Does it
have to be an RV though? Can we just rent a car and just drive and stay in a hotel? Like stay at different spots. That's the type of road trip I want to do. I don't want to stay at an RV park and like let's just find different places to stay along the way.
Okay, sweetie, we'll do that, sweetie. She's so cute. Yeah, so
we'll get like a minivan or something.
No, we're definitely not doing that. No, if we rent a vehicle, we would rent like a.
What would we rent? We could just take the Jeep. Well, I'm not driving. I'm not putting any miles on my Jeep.
No, we would rent like I think we'd rent like a Tahoe or something that's like a nice ride.
But you don't want a gas guzzler though, either.
Sweetie.
I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
Exactly.
Look, I've taken your adventure and I've made it work for me.
And crapped all over it, okay?
You're right. This was your
wasn't even your question.
This was your question.
Wasn't even your question, shouty.
Legit took over. You do what you want to do with your answer, okay? With your adventure.
You do what you want to do. Why your hands so close?
Was I that close?
You was like this. You do what you
want. I didn't know. Sorry, I didn't
Poop be gone to you, sweetie. What number you want? 1 through 131.
131.
You were supposed to say the opposite. You should have said 120. You should have said 125.
I ain't doing that today. You don't get to tell me how to pick my question.
Okay. What did you like the best about going through the questions in the book with your significant other? Okay, see, exactly.
130.
If you had to choose between getting in a big blow-up argument that resolved the problem quickly or quietly resolving the problem over a matter of days, which would you choose and why?
I don't like either, but probably the quietly. I don't like confrontation, so I don't want a big blow-up argument, but I also don't like lingering issues either.
Exactly.
You know what? More than not liking conflict, I don't like unresolved.
So I think that she would rather.
So I'd rather just do the blow up, get it over with, so we can move on. Because it's gonna mess with me more going over a span of days versus just happening that one time. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
I agree.
You closed the book. We're only doing one question.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Shit. Give me another number. Sorry,
let's go.
The lighting just changed. Right
let's go with
the sun.
116.
We lost the sun. Give me another one.
112. No, 110.
I don't know that I want to ask this question, but I mean, we're on it.
Let me see. What is it?
If you knew you were going to...
No, we're not doing death questions.
I don't. Oh my goodness, what happens to the lighting here? We lost the sun.
Oh, because the cloud covered the sun.
So crazy.
Blame the clouds.
Just
pick one on that page. It's not about death.
I don't like any of these questions.
I found birds that chirped. Oh my goodness.
Okay. If you created a list of things you were most afraid of, what would be the top 3 items on the list?
I mean, you and the kids, number 1.
You'd be afraid of us?
Losing, right?
Oh, well, you didn't say losing. You just said you and the kids.
Is that what it
Top
said?
3 things you're most afraid of.
Oh, afraid of. Losing you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Is that 1 or 2?
It's 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, losing any of you guys. Mm-hmm. Passing away early. Losing time. Mm-hmm. I'm not afraid of death, but like I don't want, obviously don't.
It's really interesting when we say
I'm not, but I don't want to die. I'm like, I know that one day,
we weren't talking about death.
Exactly. I thought we were talking about death.
I didn't start it. You went there.
Well, I mean,
but it is really interesting when we always say, "Oh my gosh, they died so early," or early. What is early? Like, I think that death has one of those things, and I don't want to talk about death, but it does make you realize or remember, like, we don't have control of the time that we have here. Like, we don't know that it was early. What if it happened when it was supposed to happen? Like, you know what I'm saying? We take for granted, like, we assume that we're all going to make it to our 80s and 90s. Like, we just assume that that's what's going to happen. So when it doesn't, it's like, oh, it was so early. But it's like, what if God never wrote it for you to be here that long? Or, you know what I'm saying? It's just interesting when we say that. Yeah. Like, we know that I'm guaranteed to have this many years. So if I go before this number, it just happened early. I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think that, I think it's just that, it's something that's said when someone passes away, like, at just an age, it just doesn't seem like it
doesn't seem fair.
It doesn't seem right. Yeah. You're like, man, wow, geez, they had a lot of life still to live, right? But yeah,
anyway.
Yeah.
Next question.
They're all bad. I mean, they're all bad. Like, the only thing I'm afraid of is bad stuff.
Is there any physical thing that you're afraid of? Like, some people, I mean, I don't know that a height is considered physical. I mean, it can be, but, or people are afraid of bees. Like, maybe a little less.
No.
No, it's nothing like that.
No, nothing like, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. That ain't my question.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let me get 117.
That's a crap question, sweetie.
Well, that's a long question.
Imagine that you woke up one morning and discovered that you had traveled back in time to the day after you graduated from high school. As you move forward and relive your life, what is one thing that you would do differently? What is one thing that you would do exactly the same? I know the answer.
You do?
Yeah, what you would do differently.
What would I do differently?
You would stay in LA longer to give it and actually do more. You would change what you did in LA.
Absolutely.
You would approach it differently.
But I hadn't gotten there yet because I had just graduated from high school.
Oh, true.
So it's like,
I mean,
how far can I go?
Well, but you said you said, but also what would you do exactly the same?
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'd probably still, go
to
college and, all of that. But yes, I would definitely have stayed in
because that was
LA.
Right after college.
I would have stayed in LA much longer. I would have given it a good 5 years, I feel like, at least.
Yeah.
And I only gave it 3. So, yeah. I would say at least a good 5 years. Because when I think about it, I feel like because we met online, I still would have met you. I feel like I don't feel like me staying in LA would have.
It wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Like, it didn't matter where we.
Yeah. But then I feel like our life would be so much different if I was already there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, things would just look so much different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
What would I have kept the same? I mean, everything else. That's probably like the one thing that if I could go back and change, I would change. There's another one, but yeah, that's like the biggest one.
Yeah,
probably.
I know, sweetie.
But everything else, I'd keep. Everything else has been great.
I know you.
I know you do.
We have
talked about this.
Close.
Yeah. What else? Do we have an Ask Gabe and Babe? We might have an Ask Gabe and Babe.
We might, but we might not do that today. But what we will do today is our last sponsor of the podcast.
Okay. Well, while you do that, I'm going to look.
All right. Best Fiends. Best friends. Take out the R. You've got Best Fiends. So, great game. It's a free, it's free to download. It's a casual mobile like puzzle game. 100 million downloads at this point. I mean, like it's a very crazy. Yeah, it's crazy, right? It's a popular game. And you can have it, you can get it from the Google App Store or the Apple, the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. So, but yeah, so I mean, it's a great game. We love it. I think we're on level like 81 or 82. Like the thing about it is that I can tell you a level, but the levels just don't stop. There's like thousands and thousands of levels at this point, and they continue to make more. Like, so it's just a game that you can play that you'll enjoy playing, but it will not, you won't like get to the end and like all of a sudden, dang, this game it's over now. Like you don't have to worry about that with that, which is really great. Basically, with the holidays coming up, if you guys need like a break from like just the holiday planning, you just wanted to kind of separate yourself from that for a little bit, this is a great place, great game to do that with. They have Best Fiends has it all, amazing storyline, collectible fiends, and tons of fun puzzles. You can play it anywhere, so you don't need Wi-Fi. Like that's not a problem. You play Best Fiends wherever, whenever you want with the offline mode. So even if your holiday travels take you off the beaten path, you can still play Best Fiends. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah, so there's always fresh challenges, like I said, waiting for you, or when you need a mental pick me up. So check out the game. I mean, it's great, and the best thing about it is free. So download Best Fiends free today on the App Store or Google Play. Again, that's Friends without the R. Best Fiends. Check it out. Check it out. Fun game.
Fun game.
Yes.
I found an Ask Gabe and Babe.
Okay.
Before we do that, what's been in your ear lately? You remember I started that segment and we never talked about it again?
True.
So what's been in your ear lately, real quick?
What has been in my ear? My podcast. I listen to my podcast. I have like two or three. So the Bear Performance Nutrition Podcast, which is like I'm an ambassador for the protein. This is actually one of their sweaters. Just the CEO. We're very like-minded in the way we kind of approach life. So I really, I look up to his business mind, and that one, Be With Champions, which is the triathlon podcast that I told you about before. And then I've got a couple good songs that I kind of just throw on the Google to kind of just up the mood in the house. If we're all just kind of just chilling and we're like, I need to boost the mood. I got some songs I put on. I am the DJ of the house.
He is.
So I've got one it's called I Trust You by Jonathan Traylor. The song that I love that right now that's like the one is by Aaron Cole called Like You. And then like Torrin Wells, we got Until Grace, or When We Pray. That's Reagan's favorite. She loves When We Pray.
It's so cute.
But yeah, so so that's really about it. I mean, I'm pretty simple. Podcasts and audiobooks are kind of my thing.
Yeah. I'd say for me, I always listen to multiple books at one time. So I'm listening to Be the Bridge, which is a book about, racial reconciliation, because I am like a co-host of a small group with my church. Yeah. So it's Be the Bridge by Latasha Morrison, pursuing God's heart for racial reconciliation, and it's really good. So we've been taking that week by week. I've also been listening to Tabitha Brown, Feeding the Soul, because I love me some Tab, and it is really good. Like, first of all, I love audiobooks because I love audiobooks, especially when the author is reading them, because it's so different than listening to just somebody else read it, you know? It pulls you in, and I think we all just love Auntie Tab. So, yeah, I really just am enjoying hearing her story and just like listening to it unfold. It's a very good book. Let's see. I've also been listening to Get Good with Money by Tiffany. I don't know how to say her last name. Alice, the Budgetnista is what she's also known as.
That's what you've been telling me about.
It's really good. Yeah, Get Good with Money. That's really good. And then as far as music, I'd say the one song, if I get in the car and ask for a song, it's been Adele, Easy on Me. Like,
her album come out soon, right?
It comes out, I feel like, tomorrow.
Oh.
So I'm super excited about it. I'm a huge Adele fan. So yeah, I've been listening to Easy on Me a lot, and then whatever Babe plays and whatever our kids like to hear, which has been like some straight up old school. What's the songs that they've been listening to?
Bop by Hanson.
Where they heard Bop, I have no idea, but they listen to it every time we get in the car.
Yeah, Bop.
And then what's the other one that they listen to? It's another old one, and I'll be like, how do you even know this song? What's that other one I'm thinking of?
What is it? I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, but it's old. I'm like,
yeah, it's because of Chad. It's because Chad watches YouTube, and he picks up, the
funniest thing ever. And I'm like, okay, sure. I guess that's what we're listening to. I wish I could remember what the song was.
What is the other one
What is the name of that? It's probably in your browse.
It probably is.
What is that?
Let me see. We're going to tell y'all.
Because it is the funniest thing. Can't find it?
No.
Dang. I wish I could tell you. Because y'all would be like, why are they listening to that? But they love it. Anyway.
It's funny.
So, on to our Ask Gabe and Babe.
Okay.
This is from Anonymous. Look, I almost said your name, girl. She would like to remain anonymous. Also, trigger warning of abuse. Thank you for adding in the trigger warning.
Yes.
So, if you're out there and
you've dealt with
it, or you don't want to hear it, or you're sensitive to it,
please
exit out. Okay. Hi, Gabe and Chad. I want to start off by saying that I love everything you both do. This is my favorite podcast, and I always look forward to it. Thank you. I wanted to ask for advice on how to handle an upcoming wedding that I was invited to. I have a friend who I consider to be one of my best friends that invited me to her wedding. She is already married to her husband, but this is the actual ceremony. I have honestly been conflicted on whether or not I should go. Her husband is verbally and emotionally abusive. I can't even tell you how many times I have been called in the middle of the night because she has just had enough and says she's going to take a break and leave to visit family temporarily, only to forget that anything happened the second he apologizes. Regardless, she has been eager to have this wedding ceremony for a while. My dilemma is that I cannot stand her husband. As a survivor of abuse, I have a low tolerance for people who treat people that way, and because I know how he is, I don't know how to sit through a ceremony seeing him act one way in public, knowing he acts another way in private. However, I feel bad because I don't want her to not feel supported, because I know she has really appreciated my support throughout this process. Part of me feels like if I go, I'm agreeing to this union, but another part of me wants to go to support her because she's a wonderful friend. I could be thinking too much into it, but I would love an outside perspective. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one. What are your thoughts, babe?
It's a lot.
It is a lot. And I will say that I don't think you're overthinking it. I think that,
No, I
think that this is
something. Yeah, I think this is something that I think that unfortunately is happening, a lot. We talked about this in another podcast, how trash dudes can, can still be trash dudes, and unfortunately, and I think that, yeah, I'm a believer of, if I don't like you, or if I can be cordial in a public, arena. Like I'm not gonna, cuss you out, or, like be extra in a public, arena. But I'm not going to I can't fake it. I can't fake the funk, right? I can't fake, if I know stuff, or if, like, I can't fake the funk. I can't do it. Like, I think that there's a way that you can still be there for, because that seemed like to be the biggest concern, was like being there for her friend. What you mean?
Well, yeah, I think the biggest concern is, like, should she go or should she not go?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's a tough one, obviously, because you want to be there for your friend, but what's what's going on. You know the deal. So I think it's one of those things where, there's a lot to this. Like, so if you had conversations, like, like, is it an actual conversation, known thing that you guys have talked about, right?
Well, yeah, she said she's had numerous calls, so she knows. Yeah, so it's like. Well, are you saying, does the friend know that she can't stand the husband? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, have you've had conversation. I know, you said you've had conversation about what's going on, but if you let her know how you feel about the situation, as someone who cares about her, as a friend, like, what do you feel about the husband? Because there's going to be tension, I would feel like, right?
It doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have to be. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it? This is a tough one for me, because as a man, it's hard for me to give you an answer as a man, because if I know someone is physically abusing someone.
She said verbally and emotionally.
Okay, verbally abusing.
Physically.
Okay.
Although abuse is abuse. I am not saying that one is worse than the other. Abuse is abuse.
So abuse is abuse is abuse. But if I know someone is abusing someone, we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Because abuse is bad.
Yeah, abuse is abuse.
As a man, if I care about that person that's being abused, and like, even if I don't know them, but I know it's happening, I'm going to have a hard time being around that person without, something coming out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's it's a big deal. Like, if you feel like you can't go there and fake the funk, like, or someone won't pop off because you just can't stand this man, which you have a right not to be able to not stand him.
Yeah.
Like, it might be a better idea for you to be like, look, I cannot go because this is how I feel about him, and I don't want to disrespect or cause an issue. I don't know. What's your thoughts?
Okay. So, I don't have an answer.
I don't either. Exactly.
I don't have an answer, but here are a couple of things to think about. Like, first of all, whatever choice you make, you have to be okay with the consequence of the choice you make. So we all know that he is abusive. We also know that he is her husband already. So you're going to an event that really doesn't matter because he's still her husband. So is it worth you not being there, whatever that may cause in the relationship with your best friend? Is it worth you not going to the wedding when it could potentially cause a rift between the two of you because she may not feel supported, her feelings may be hurt, yada, yada, yada? Or is it more worth it for you to not go and stand your ground in saying, I don't support this? But she's also already married. So at the end of the day, you not going, what does that change? Other than you not showing support for, or you not just being there for your best friend, because they're already married. So I bet you her mama gonna be there. I bet you her other people are I'm sure there are other people that know that are still gonna be there. The wedding is not going to not happen if you are not there. So I guess my thing is like, what does you not showing up change? And I'm not saying that it's a great thing or that I support it, but could it be that you're going in support of your best friend while she's going through this? Because what I do know is that nobody can get a person out of an abuse situation until they are ready to be out of it.
True.
So I can either stand with you and support you through this and be there when you need me, or I can completely be like, I can't handle this. This is too much for me. It makes me feel away, which you can totally do, and just pray that she understands it. And if she gets upset and her feelings are hurt, hopefully she'll understand it eventually. I think you have to look at both sides and decide what's more important to you. What's going to feel best to you. Being there to say, and even having a conversation with her, like, I really don't want to come because I really don't approve of this relationship, and I as your best friend, I will show up in support, but this by no means says that I support what is happening in your relationship.
What you just said right there is exactly how I feel.
Yes.
Here's what I was trying to get to, because for me, abuse is just bad. So it's very angering to think that there's you know a guy just being that way, right? But like the way you said was perfect. Like, if you want to go and support because this is your best friend, then I think the worst kind of friend is the friend that just co-signs everything. Yes. Like, a best friend is someone who can tell you when you're wrong and when you're right.
Absolutely.
So if you want a bunch of yes men and women around you,
that's not real friendship.
That's not real friendship.
Yeah.
So if you are really, really best friends, and she can take you when you give her compliments, or then she should be able to take you when you can give her the real truth from your perspective, right? It's your truth, right? Her truth is her truth. Yeah. Your feelings and your truth is yours. But if you want to go and support her, I think that's fine. I think that's awesome because you care about her, right? But you 100% have to let her know how you feel.
Yeah, I think the conversation has to
happen regardless, because if she don't want you after that because you tell her, then that's her issue at that point. Right. Because again, like Gabriel said, if she knows that she doesn't want to be verbally or emotionally abused because she tells you about it, and I'm sure she's had some really tough conversations with you about it, but is still willing to put up with it and put on a show about it, that means that she's not mentally ready to move away from it.
Yeah, and it's tough. Abuse is not easy to walk away from.
So it's her. She has to come to that realization, like Gabriel said. And she's not wrong for being in that. She's just in it right now.
Yeah.
And you definitely can support her. I think that's amazing. She needs support, right? She needs someone to love her unconditionally and to not treat her bad. But you need to definitely let her know how you feel.
Yeah.
She needs to know.
Absolutely. I mean, and then to the other side of that, if you feel like you're not going to be able to forgive yourself if you go, or you're going to feel terrible when you're there,
let her know that too.
Then you may need to let her know that and stay at home. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you have to look at both sides and see what's going to be the end result of you either going or not going, and how are you going to feel, and how are you going to be able to continue in your friendship and everything. Weigh all the costs, like weigh all the pros, the cons, all of the things, and have the conversation with her so she knows how you're feeling, so that she knows either way. Like, don't, just not show up and blindside her. Yeah. Like, where she's expecting you and you just don't show up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? At least she'll know. If she doesn't see you there, she'll know why.
Exactly. So just it's all about honesty.
Yeah.
That's what best friends do. That's what relationships there should be honesty in there. But yeah, I think it's a tough one, and
it is, and we can't tell you what to do.
See, we're completely giving you our opinions of someone who's not dealing with that type of really hard situation right now. So we wish you the best in figuring out how you can be there for her, and also take care of yourself, because you have to take care of yourself emotionally too.
Absolutely.
And then also we pray that she can find a healthy, either the relationship gets healthier and it gets fixed, or she finds her way into a healthier in a healthier path forward. So it's tough, but
it is tough. And if anybody has been through this, I think this is one of the great things about Ask Gabe and Babe. You get our opinion, but also if someone has experienced this or has been through this in this exact same situation, and you want to share how you handled it, feel free to put that stuff in the comments. Like, keep the conversation going. You know, it's great to have different perspectives on everything.
Absolutely.
So, but thank you for sending that in. Thank you for your support. And
100%.
Keep us posted on what you decide to do.
That's right.
And anybody out there listening that have anything happening in their life you guys want our opinion on,
we will opinionize it.
We will opinionize the heck out of it, okay? You want a different perspective, whatever. Send it in. Let's make out podcast at gmail.com with the hashtag Ask Gabe and Babe in the subject, so we know you want us to cover it on the podcast.
That's right. You can check us out on the Twitter. That's short for Twitter. Let's Make Out Pod.
But don't, because we don't tweet.
We don't.
So
or on Insta, which is short for Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. Let's Make Out Podcast. Please rate and review this podcast wherever you are listening to it or watching it. Thumbs it up if you're watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching. And we would appreciate it. That just helps more people be able to find out about the podcast, and hopefully our opinions and all of our feedback in the comments and helping each other will help someone.
Right.
That's the goal. So we appreciate you listening or watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Deuces. Good job, Shop.
All right, we did it. Love y'all.